Right now, while you're watching this, money is leaving your bank account for something you haven't used in months, maybe years. You signed up once, typed in your card number, checked a box, and forgot. But they didn't forget. They've been charging you the first of every month like clockwork, and they're counting on you never noticing. You're about to find out exactly how much. But the dollar amount isn't even the worst part. There's something else happening that's costing you more than the subscriptions themselves. And once you see it, you'll understand why this 10-minute audit is going to recover money you didn't know you were losing. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Marcus makes $62,000 a year. Not rich, but comfortable. He checks his bank account regularly, considers himself financially aware, knows where his money goes, or thinks he does. Last month, he sat down and actually listed every subscription. The ones he knew about came to about $80. Netflix, Spotify, his gym, Amazon Prime, reasonable stuff, intentional spending. Then he pulled 3 months of statements and searched for every recurring charge. The actual number was $241. He was paying for a meditation app he downloaded during the pandemic and opened twice, a cloud storage upgrade he got when his phone ran out of space and never reversed, a news site he subscribed to during an election and forgot existed, a VPN he got for a trip abroad 2 years ago, a meal planning app his ex-girlfriend convinced him to try, a language learning platform from a New Year's resolution that lasted 9 days. None of these charges were large enough to notice individually. All of them together were draining almost $3,000 a year from someone who thought he was being careful. Marcus isn't unusual. Marcus is average. Most people think they have 4 or 5 subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, maybe a gym membership. The number feels manageable, feels intentional, feels like choices you made and kept making. The actual average is 12. That's C+R research data from 2022. 12 active subscriptions per American household. But here's what should make you pause. 42% of subscribers have forgotten at least one subscription they're still paying for, not canceled and forgot, still paying and forgot. You're almost certainly in that 42%, and you don't know it yet. That's what makes this a bleed. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't send alerts. It just drains. The average monthly subscription spend across those 12 services is $219. Multiply that by 12 months, and you're looking at $2,600 a year. That's a vacation, that's 2 months of car payments, that's a significant chunk of an emergency fund. That's the difference between having a buffer and living on the edge. But it's leaving your account in amounts small enough that each one feels insignificant. $8 here, $14 there, $12.99, $9.99, $4.99, nothing that triggers alarm on its own, everything that compounds into a wound. But I said the dollar amount isn't the worst part, and I meant it. The hidden cost is what happens between charges. Every subscription you carry is a decision you have to make repeatedly. Keep or cancel. Use it or waste it. Each one occupies mental real estate. Each one creates micro-guilt when you don't use it. Each one adds friction to your financial life. Researchers call this decision fatigue. Every choice you make depletes a limited daily resource. The subscription you're not using but not canceling costs you cognitive energy every time you see it in your statement, every time you think I should cancel that, every time you open the app out of guilt, then close it without engaging. Think about that gym membership you're not using. Every month when the charge appears, you feel a small pang of failure. You tell yourself you'll start going again next week. You carry that tiny weight of unfinished intention, multiply that by 5 or 6 subscriptions you're not really using, and you're carrying a constant low-grade financial anxiety that has nothing to do with actual money problems. You're not just paying $219 a month. You're paying attention, you're paying bandwidth, you're paying the mental tax of carrying services you've already abandoned emotionally but haven't released financially. And the companies know this, They designed for this. The subscription model isn't built on delivering value. It's built on reducing friction to start and maximizing friction to stop. 1 click to subscribe, 7 clicks to cancel. Free trial that requires a credit card. Cancellation flow that offers 3 downgrades before it lets you leave. Some services make you call a phone number. Some make you chat with a retention specialist, trained to keep you paying. They studied the psychology. They know most people won't cancel a $10 subscription because the effort feels worth more than $10. They know inertia is more powerful than intention. They know you'll mean to cancel and never get around to it. They built billion-dollar companies on your forgetfulness. Every month you delay is profit for them and loss for you. The bleed continues because stopping it requires activation energy you're not spending. But here's what they didn't account for. The right audit doesn't require ongoing willpower. It requires 10 minutes once. A specific sequence that catches everything, including the charges you've completely forgotten, including the annual subscriptions that hide between monthly statements, including the free trials you started and never tracked. Most people do subscription audits wrong. They open their bank statement, scan for obvious names, cancel 1 or 2 things, feel productive, and miss half. The bleed. The resubscription rate within 90 days is 67%. That means 2/3 of people who cancel something end up signing back up within 3 months, not because they needed it, because the audit didn't address why they subscribed in the first place. The 10-minute method works differently. It doesn't just find subscriptions, it categorizes them in a way that makes the decision to cancel permanent instead of temporary. First 3 minutes, you're going to pull your last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Not 1 month. 3, because annual subscriptions only show up once and monthly audits miss them. You're looking for any recurring charge, any amount, any name you don't immediately recognize. Write every single one down. Use your phone notes. Use a piece of paper. Doesn't matter. What matters is seeing them all in one place. Don't cancel anything yet. Just list, name, and amount, every single one. You'll find charges you forgot. You'll find services whose names changed since you signed up. You'll find trials that converted and never announced themselves. You'll find the 12 or 15 or 18 subscriptions hiding in plain sight. Most people stop here. They see the list. They cancel the obvious waste. They feel accomplished. They miss the step that actually matters. Minutes 4 through 7, you're going to sort every subscription into 3 categories, not keep and cancel. That binary is what causes resubscription. 3 categories. Category 1 is active value. You used this in the last 30 days, and it added something real to your life. Not opened the app, used it, not planned to use it, actually used it. Be ruthless about what counts. Watching 1 episode doesn't make Netflix active value if you're paying for content. You're not watching. Having the gym app on your phone doesn't make the membership active value if you haven't walked through the door. Category 2 is aspirational identity. You're paying for who you want to be, not who you are. The gym membership you haven't used in 6 weeks, but you keep because canceling feels like admitting you won't work out. The meditation app you opened twice, but keeping it means you're the kind of person who meditates. The course platform with 17 saved classes you'll get to eventually. The meal kit service you keep restarting and pausing because cooking at home is who you want to be, even if it's not who you are right now. Category 3 is forgotten existence. You genuinely didn't know you were still paying until this audit, trials that converted, services you used at a previous job, apps connected to hobbies you've abandoned, software from a project you finished 2 years ago. Category 3 is instant cancellation. No debate, no consideration. You forgot it existed. That's the only information you need. Cancel immediately. Don't overthink it. Category 2 is the trap. This is where the bleed lives. This is where you're funding identity instead of value. These subscriptions survive audits because canceling them feels like canceling a version of yourself you still hope to become. Here's the reframe that makes cancellation permanent. You can resubscribe the moment you actually need it. Canceling the gym doesn't mean you'll never work out again. It means you'll rejoin when you're actually going. Canceling the course platform doesn't mean you've given up on learning. It means you'll resubscribe when you're actually taking courses. Canceling the meditation app doesn't mean you've abandoned mindfulness. It means you'll pay for it when you're actually practicing. The money you're spending on aspirational subscriptions is money you're spending to avoid the discomfort of admitting current reality. That's an expensive comfort. $200 a month, expensive for many people. Cancel category 2. All of it. Set calendar reminders for 30 days out if you've genuinely missed the service and started the behavior it supports. Resubscribe then. Most people never hit those reminders because the aspiration was the product, not the service. Minutes 8 through 10. You're going to do something most audits skip entirely. You're going to check for annual subscriptions by searching your email for the word receipt and the word subscription and the word renewal. Filtered to the last 12 months, annual charges hide from monthly statement reviews. They hit once and disappear into the noise, but the emails exist. You'll find software you trialed a year ago, domains you registered for a project idea and forgot, services that seemed worth $20 when you signed up and are about to charge you again next month. Cancel before renewal. Set the calendar alert for 2 weeks before any annual charge you're keeping. Don't let another year of bleed happen because you didn't check email. 10 minutes, 3 months of statements, 3 categories, email search. Done. The average person finds $50 to $100 in monthly subscriptions they can cancel immediately. That's $600 to $1,200 a year, recovered. Not through deprivation, through clarity. The money was always yours. It was just leaving before you could see it. Now you see it. But here's what matters more than the dollars. Every subscription you cancel is one less decision to carry, one less micro-guilt to process, one less thing on the list of stuff you're paying for that you're not using. The mental weight drops, the statement gets cleaner, the relationship between your money and your choices gets tighter. You stop funding companies who designed for your forgetfulness. You stop paying for identities you're not living. You stop bleeding. The 10-minute audit isn't about saving money. It's about closing the gap between what you're paying for and what you're actually getting. It's about your money reflecting your life as it is, not as you wish it were. The subscriptions will always be there. You can always resubscribe, but every month between now and then is money that stays in your account instead of leaving it. That's not deprivation. That's alignment. If this found money you didn't know you were losing, hit subscribe. Financial triage exists to expose the invisible extractions and show you exactly how to stop them.